he's just here to go through you on Feb 22nd?
Yeah, listen, he can. That's his opinion. He can do whatever he wants to do, but I want to stop him. And him and Daniel is going to be a great fight, no doubt about that. It's going to be a great fight. Do you know what I chose? The other fighters, the last 3 fights against him, Miller, hrgovic, and Joshua, and he proved me wrong each and every time. So respect to Dubois, he's on form.
He's been in there with Usyk as well.
But he's like, his confidence is sky high.
Andy Lee has been amazing for him. I spoke to Joe on my podcast a couple of days ago, and he is just absolutely bang up for this.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as we gear up for February 2025 Showdown between Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois.
With the
IBF heavyweight title on the line, this clash is set to deliver fireworks. Promoter Frank Warren has nothing but praise for Parker, calling him a formidable and seasoned competitor with an impressive track record and commanding physical presence. This matchup isn't just another fight. It's a career-defining moment for both fighters. Fans and analysts alike are on the edge of their seat, ready to witness history in the making.
Joseph Parker's been a remarkable story, the way he's turned his career around.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's a winning fighter, ex-world champion. In fact, I see him at the last show.
He's filled out.
He looked big. He looked so big.
Reflecting on a memorable encounter, Frank Warren shared a fascinating anecdote about meeting Joseph Parker at a past event. As Parker stepped out of an elevator and Warren stepped in, Parker's imposing physique immediately caught his attention.
His size and strength
made me take a second look, Warren remarked. Looking ahead to Parker's upcoming showdown with Daniel Dubois, Warren couldn't hide his excitement. It's going to be a great fight, no doubt about that, he confidently stated.
He got out the lift as I was getting in. I looked, I had a double take, but he looks big. I know he's doing the weights or what he's doing, but he looks a big man. And him and Daniel is going to be a great
fight. Frank Warren highlighted Daniel Dubois' remarkable mental growth, noting how the young fighter now exudes a calm confidence. Gone are the days of boasting or trying to appear tough. Dubois lets his actions speak louder than words.
Daniel Dubois is very confident, and he looked great in his last 3 fights. And he's looked good with each fight. Each and every fight, he's looked better and better.
Joseph Parker isn't holding back his confidence ahead of his February 22nd showdown with Daniel Dubois. I have the experience, speed, movement and power to get the job done, Parker stated firmly. He's determined to put all his strengths on full display in the ring. When asked about his opponent, Parker added, Dubois can do whatever he wants, but I'm going in there to stop him.
I feel like I have experience and speed, movement, power. Been working on some power, so I'm going to let it all out on the 22nd of February.
Daniel Dubois, the British professional boxer and interim IBF heavyweight champion, shared his excitement for the upcoming fight during a recent interview on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel. Dubois expressed his eagerness to have an opponent lined up and his anticipation for the 2025 boxing season. Clearly motivated, Dubois is ready to showcase his skills in what promises to be an electrifying showdown. I'm just ready to seek and destroy and get back to work. It's been talked about for a while, so I'm glad to finally step in the ring and show people I'm the real deal, he stated confidently.
He's matured mentally in a big way. The way he conducts himself now is much different than before. I mean, you couldn't get 2 words out of him. He has no interest in, mouthing off and being the big guy, and all that.
Frank Warren reflected on Daniel Dubois' unexpected move to step into the ring after the Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury rematch. For the typically reserved fighter, it was an uncharacteristic moment. When Warren asked about it later, Dubois explained that his hunger for a rematch and a shot at redemption drove his actions. He's very confident in what he can do, Warren said. We know he's got the tools. He's proven that to me.
When he jumps in the ring after the fight and challenge Usyk, it's quite spontaneous, and that's not really how I've ever seen him. But he, when I spoke with him afterwards about it, I mean, he just says that he wants that fight. He wants the revenge.
British sports promoter Eddie Hearn cautioned against assuming Daniel Dubois will have an easy time against Joseph Parker, highlighting the unpredictable nature of boxing. Hearn praised Parker's impressive form, stating he's in the shape of his life and extremely confident heading into this fight. According to Hearn, Parker's momentum and peak physical condition make him a serious threat, ensuring that Dubois will face a tough and challenging night in the ring.
One thing I will tell you is, don't count your chickens. I don't think Daniel Dubois will necessarily beat Joseph Parker. I think Joseph Parker's on a tremendous run of form. He's in the shape of his life. He's extremely confident, but Dubois has a lot of confidence himself.
In a recent interview with Box Nation at the Ring Magazine Gala, Joseph Parker shared his thoughts on facing Daniel Dubois. Parker acknowledged Dubois' growing confidence, noting his impressive performances in his last 3 fights. He remarked on when hosts at TalkSport Boxing asked Daniel Dubois about his thoughts on Joseph Dubois' steady improvement, highlighting how the young fighter continues to get better with each bout as his career progresses.
Really excited and ready to go. I'm glad I've got an opponent now, and I'm just out ready to seek and destroy and go to work.
When asked about Joseph Parker during an interview on TalkSport Boxing, Daniel Dubois confidently outlined what he believes it will take to secure a win. I need to be better in every department, Dubois stated, emphasizing areas like speed, energy, youth and power. He acknowledged the importance of delivering his best performance in the ring. Dubois also recognized Parker's experience, calling him a veteran of the game, but made it clear he's ready to rise to the challenge and prove himself.
What do you think of Parker? What do you think you've got to do on the night to get a win?
I think I've got to just go right through and be better at everything, better in every department, in every department, speed, youth, energy, power, everything. I've got to bring it. He's an experienced veteran of the game, so I've got to just essentially just break him down and
Joseph Parker recently spoke with former pro boxer Carl
comparing
Froch
himself
on his
to the man
YouTube
he
channel,
was when
reflecting
he faced
on
Anthony
his growth
Joshua.
as both a
Parker
fighter
explained
and a
that he has
person.
matured
Comparing
significantly,
himself to the
both
man who
inside
faced
and
Anthony
outside the
Joshua,
ring.
Parker
He
explained
emphasized how
that
his
he has
development as a
matured
father and as an
significantly,
individual
both in
has shaped his
and out
perspective
of
on
the ring.
Parker recently spoke
He
with former
highlighted
pro
how
boxer
becoming a
Carl
father and
Froch on his
evolving as an
YouTube
individual
channel,
have
where he
reshaped
reflected
his
on his
outlook
growth
on
as
his
a person
career.
and of his
With
career.
a renewed
Parker
passion for
expressed a
boxing,
renewed passion
Parker
for
stated,
boxing, stating,
"I love what I do now more than ever," showcasing his enthusiasm and commitment to the sport.
So it's like a stage 2 of your career, isn't it? Because you've had a great career. I can remember when you fought AJ, when AJ was building.
I feel like the me back then is a lot different to the me now.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more mature.
No, definitely.
As a man, as a father, as a fighter, and I love
Joseph
what I
Parker
do
was
now.
asked
which
which
retired boxer he'd most like to face, Joseph
and
Parker
without
didn't
hesitation,
hesitate.
he chose the
He
legend
chose the
responded with
legendary
deep
Mike
admiration
Tyson.
for Tyson,
An amused
describing
Carl
him as a
Froch joked,
vicious and
"Do you
dominant
have a
force in
death
the
wish?"
ring, highlighting
Parker,
his
however,
respect for the
expressed
boxing
deep
icon,
admiration for
despite the
Tyson,
daunting
describing
challenge
him
such
as
a
a
fight would
vicious and
represent.
dominant force in
Legendary
the ring.
heavyweight Mike Tyson.
His respect for the boxing
Froch,
icon
clearly
was
amused
clear,
by the choice,
despite the
joked,
immense
"Do you
challenge
have a
such a
death wish?"
matchup would have
Parker,
represented.
however,
If you could spar with one retired boxer, who would it be
Mike
and why?
Tyson.
Mike
In his
Tyson.
prime, yeah. Test myself against the
Don't
beast.
you like life? He was
Yeah, he was vicious, vicious, ferocious.
good sparring, now, wasn't it? That'd have been
Spinal.
They've been good sparring. That would have been brilliant.
Well, it's a fight we've talked about in the past. It's a really good fight. I really like it.
Sports commentator Adam
During
Smith
those
shared
moments,
his
he reflected
excitement
on the
about the
possibility
upcoming
of one
fight
of them
between
not
Daniel
wanting the
Dubois
fight,
and
thinking
Joseph
to himself
Parker,
that it
calling
seemed
it a
almost too
fabulous
good to be
matchup.
true.
Speaking to the
commentator
Seconds
Adam
Out
Smith
YouTube
shared
channel,
his excitement
Smith
about the
revealed he
upcoming
had
fight
recently
between
spent
Daniel
time
Dubois
with
and
both
Joseph
fighters while
Parker,
the bout was
calling
still
it a
being
fabulous
discussed.
matchup. Speaking with the
Reflecting on
Seconds
those
Out
moments,
YouTube
Smith
channel, Smith
admitted he
revealed
wondered
that he
if one of
recently
them
spent
might
time
back
with
out,
both fighters
thinking
while
the
the bout
matchup
was
seemed
spiked,
almost
thinking
too
to
good to be
himself that
true.
it seemed
It's a fabulous fight. I spent time with both of them actually recently, and while it was being mooted, and I was thinking, is one of them not going to want this, or it was almost too good to be true.
Adam Smith also
noted
pointed
that
out that
this
he
fight
had to remind
isn't
himself
Daniel
that this
Dubois'
fight
first
isn't Daniel
defense of the
Dubois' first
IBF
defense of the
heavyweight
IBF
title.
heavyweight
It's his
title,
second.
but his second.
He highlighted that while many still associate the title with Anthony Joshua, Dubois has already been crowned champion and successfully defended the belt once before this matchup.
I had to remind myself it's not actually the first defense of Daniel's IBF title, it's the second defense. We all think of AJ as where he won it, but of course he was crowned before. So he's had one defense already, and he could easily have been allowed a sort of softer, second.
Adam Smith praised Joseph Parker, stating that the former champion is in the best form of his career. He highlighted Parker's partnership with trainer Andy Lee, calling it a perfect perfect fit that has brought out the best in his performances. Smith also noted that Parker has added muscle and assembled a strong team, including nutritionist George Lockhart and Andy Lee. He described Parker as one of the nicest people in boxing, further emphasizing his admiration for the fighter.
No soft touch here. Joseph Parker's in the form of his life. Andy Lee has been amazing for him. I spoke to Joe on my podcast a couple of days ago, and he is just absolutely bang up for this. Daniel Dubois has got the momentum and the confidence now. It's fantastic being around him. He came back from a holiday in Brazil, super sharp. I saw him on the pads, maybe in his first or second training session back, and he looked incredible. So I'm really excited about that.
Boxing trainer Andre Rosier shared his thoughts on the upcoming Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker fight during an interview with YSM Sports Media. He described it as a very interesting matchup and called it a 50/50 fight, emphasizing the even nature of the contest and the potential for an exciting showdown.
Interesting fight. Interesting. I'm gonna say it's 50-50.
Although Andre Rosier leaned slightly toward Daniel Dubois, he emphasized that Joseph Parker shouldn't be counted out. He highlighted Parker's fluidity, speed, and ability to stick and move, making him a dangerous opponent. Rosier added that Parker has the ability to create moments with his hands, though he leaned slightly toward Dubois. Rosier emphasized he's not a big lumbering fighter just looking for one shot, Rosier said, underscoring Parker's well-rounded skill set.
If anybody you're leaning towards a little bit, both guys have like resurrected their careers. So
right.
This fight is crazy.
I agree with you 100%. I have to side a little bit more with Dubois, but Parker, you can't count him out. The fluidity, the ability to stick and move and create moments with his hand speed, it's very, very, very interesting. I have to say 50.
Boxing promoter and Oleksandr Usyk's manager, Alex Krassyuk, shared his belief that Daniel Dubois will not defeat Joseph Parker during an interview with Fight Hub TV.
He added
Confident in Parker's abilities, Krassyuk stated that Dubois would struggle against the more experienced fighter. He added that he sides with Parker to secure the victory, citing Parker's proven skills and ring experience as decisive factors.
Do you think Dubois wins Parker? My bet is with Parker.
Former world champion and Daniel Dubois' partner Laurence Ocoli acknowledged in an interview with Seconds Out that the fight against Joseph Parker is a significant challenge. He emphasized that Dubois has faced progressively tougher opponents, each more difficult than the last. Ocoli noted that Parker's speed and experience could pose stylistic problems for Dubois, potentially becoming key factors in the fight. It's a great fight.
It's a great fight, and I like they're really putting Dan in there, you know, fight after fight after fight, hard fights, you know. I think Joseph Parker stylistically could cause him a lot of problems with his speed and experience, and he's been in there with the likes of Wilder and Zhang, who are two massive punchers. I do favour Dan, but I can just see how Parker could just nullify and just work his way to a points decision.
Australian pro boxer Justice Hughie believes that Joseph Parker's speed and footwork are key advantages that could secure him victory against Daniel Dubois.
I think Joseph Parker has what it takes
in Parker's ability to win, stating that he has the tools needed to succeed as long as he avoids getting drawn into Dubois' power game. I think Joseph Parker has what it takes to beat Dubois, Hughie remarked.
Dubois, he's got the speed, footwork. Just as long as he doesn't, stay in there and get caught up in Dubois' fight, I think he's got what it takes to, get those saddles.
As the highly anticipated showdown between Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois approaches in February 2025, the boxing world is buzzing with excitement and divided opinions. Both fighters are determined to claim the IBF heavyweight title. Parker with his experience and speed, and Dubois with his power and confidence. This thrilling matchup promises to be action-packed and could redefine both careers. Will Parker's finesse or Dubois' strength prevail? Share your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned for more updates.